I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. This delivery changes everything. With this package, we have never been closer to completing one of the subsets of the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. Again, folks, and welcome back to the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. My challenge for 2025 to try and finish the story, to collect not only every PlayStation 3 Platinum game ever released here in the PAL region, but to also complete the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 library. And this episode is gonna be a game changer, as the delivery I showed you at the start of this video literally changes everything. We have never been this close to completing the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. Buckle up, you're in for a wild ride. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and please subscribe, as I put new videos out every Saturday night at 5, as well as bonus content throughout the week, and I really want you folks along for the ride. If you want to go back and catch up or rewatch the journey so far on the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, you have nearly 2.5 years of content to catch up on. I'm going to link it all down below in the description for this video. Now, let's get platinum hunting. Our platinum hunt this time starts in Ipswich at this pawn shop, which is one of the best pawn shops I've ever been to. And you can see why, because look at this massive selection of games. Now, of course, today we are looking for PlayStation Platinum games, but I just always look through any selection this good. The prices here were really good. Like I said, a really good selection, but sadly, no Platinum games, which was a real shame, but it's just good to see games in this kind of numbers in a pawn shop in this day and age. I don't know if it's just the area I live in, but honestly, most of the pawn shops in my area just never seem to have any video games at all. So seeing video games here is a really good start to our hunt, this time in Ipswich. Nothing to pick up, but on to our next hunting spot. Our next hunting spot is, of course, CEX, just down the road on the main street in Ipswich, and we are straight to the PlayStation 3 section, hoping we can find some Platinum games here. And once again, thankfully, for the second or third episode in a row, this is a very large selection of PlayStation 3 games in this CEX store here. It seemed a few months ago these PlayStation 3 sections were getting smaller and smaller, and maybe it's just good luck that we're finding large PlayStation 3 selections in the CEX stores I am choosing to hunt in. But of course, it could be the largest section in the world. If it doesn't have any Platinum games, we're not going to have any luck. But I can see a couple of the Platinum spines hiding here on the shelves, and this is a game I know we need. So I'm really crossing my fingers and my toes it has the correct Platinum disc, because remember, as we've seen throughout this series, the hardest thing about hunting for Platinum games in CX is hoping they have the correct Platinum disc. And that's 2 games we've found so far with Heavenly Sword, a game which I've failed to find the Platinum disc for multiple times in CX. So I'm hoping this will be our lucky time this time. Like I said, a decent selection of Platinum games here, and as we get further and further and deeper into this challenge, it's only getting harder to find Platinum games we need. The higher we get in those numbers, the harder it's going to get, but I will keep hunting, and hopefully we keep finding large PlayStation sections like this. Now, you know I love hunting in CEX, but without a shadow of a doubt, my favourite place to hunt is independent gaming stores, such as this one right here, the Retro Realm, one of the best independent gaming stores on the East Coast. But it doesn't just sell video games, it also has an incredible selection of both retro and modern toys. And of course, whilst I was there, it was rude not to have a peruse of these amazing glass cabinets of dreams. And yes, of course, I did pick up some toys in a previous episode, but of course this time we are looking for PlayStation Platinum games, specifically for the PlayStation 3. And one great thing about the Retro Realm, I did of course stop to look at that Borderlands double pack, because that is one you do not see very often, is that they have put all of their Platinum games, for better or worse, in one section. We can easily see this small selection of PlayStation 3 Platinum games here, and unfortunately there's nothing I need for the collection, which is a shame. But there's something quite interesting here. This copy of Bad company. Now, if you didn't know, there are a couple of games in the Platinum library for the PS3 that have multiple releases, both the yellow and red spine, and Bad Company is one of these games. Now, I do already have the red spine, so I'm looking out for the yellow spine. One last thing here in the PlayStation 3 section, as a steelbook collector, it's very cool to see this copy of Little Big Planet 2 complete with a sleeve in amazing condition. Very nice to see. We've looked at the PlayStation 2 section, we've looked at the PlayStation 3 section, so of course we have to look at the PS1 section. And honestly, comment down below the last time you saw a black label PlayStation 1 section this stacked. Now, there's nothing I needed specifically for the collection here, but honestly, it was just so good to see PlayStation 1 games in these kind of numbers, because honestly, a shelf filled with PlayStation 1 black label games like this is a beautiful thing. Now, I have shown these two grail items from the Retro Realm before in previous episodes, but if you've missed them, I don't want you to miss out, because check this out. The Deluxe Set NES console with Rob the Robot, the Blaster, 2 controllers, 2 games. This is a thing of absolute beauty. Yes, not PlayStation related, but any gamer can see this is a thing of absolute beauty and a grail item for anyone's collection. This second grail item from the Retro Realm is something I never thought I'd see. A Vectrex console is rare enough, but a Vectrex console with every single game ever released for it is absolutely mind-blowing. Now, since playing one of these consoles for the very first time, I've been bitten by the bug. One day I will own this console. Unfortunately, at the moment, I can't quite afford to buy the console with every game released for it at once, but maybe one day. Here we are then, back in the games room after platinum hunting in Ipswich, and we hit up so many places on the hunt for platinum games. First off, the pawn shop, then CEX, then the absolutely incredible Retro Realm, and honestly, I just didn't have the best luck on this occasion hunting in Ipswich. But that's the thing with game hunting. You have good days and you have bad days. But thankfully we have one platinum from Ipswich. Yes, we found a couple of platinum games in CX, but only one of these games had the correct platinum disc, that being Fight Night Round 4. I think this is one of 2 Fight Night games which are under the platinum release for the PlayStation 3. It's just a £2 game, and honestly, it's getting harder and harder to find games we need. Now, sadly, this doesn't have the manual, but remember, these platinum games do still have the same manual as the standard version, so hopefully I can find a manual down the line. So we haven't had much luck this time so far platinum hunting, but in one place we have had a lot of luck this month platinum hunting. If you cannot tell by the amazing packaging on this parcel right here, recently I've had a lot of luck platinum hunting on Vinted. Now, over the past year or so, I haven't had the greatest luck hunting on Vinted for PlayStation 3 platinum games, but it seemed this past few weeks our luck changed. And we managed to find a couple of games for really cheap prices. Now, a majority of the PlayStation 3 platinum label catalogue is fairly cheap, but there are a couple of heavier hitters, games like to £50 to £100, and we have 2 games here which I got for bargain prices. The first of which may surprise you. Now, this envelope really isn't giving up, so we're just going to have to kind of rip into this one. So yeah, as I said, lovingly packaged from Vinted. This first game is Call of Duty 3. Now, it probably comes as quite a surprise that this seemingly is a fairly rare platinum game, which according to eBay, which is the only way I can kind of go and find these pricing, is looking on eBay, is a fairly expensive game. I have no idea why, but it's definitely an oddity. It is, of course, complete with the platinum disc, and yeah, I got this for a really cheap price. I was much happier paying this price on Vinted than what it would have cost me over on eBay. Our next Vinted pickup is a bit of a strange one, because up until now I've only seen 1 or 2 copies of this game for sale on eBay, and every time they've been super duper expensive. But it just seems when it rains it pours, because at the moment there are numerous copies of this game at the moment on eBay for around the £10 mark. But before now I'd only seen it on eBay for around 70 quid, which is crazy. So when I saw it for a couple of quid on Vinted, I had to grab it. Once again, amazing Vinted packaging right there. This game is infamous too. I have no idea how it managed to get here with packaging that good. But it got here, and I'm very thankful to finally cross this one off the list because, as I said, up until now I'd only seen a couple of copies of this on eBay and they'd been super expensive. So if you're a Platinum collector like myself, grab this one cheap on eBay while you can. We're keeping it local this time, coming from our fierce rivals in Ipswich back to the fine city of Norwich and the Norwich Video-game Retro Market. Now, so far this year for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, hunting at markets such as this one, let's just say we haven't had the best luck. Of the multiple markets I've visited all around the country this year, so far for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, we have found one platinum game we needed. So let's hope we can find something today. Let's get stuck in then, and straight away we are finding some PlayStation Platinum games. Now, they are games we already have in the collection, but it's good to find games. And here we're going to find a bit of a rarity. Now, we have seen the Uncharted games many times throughout this series, and we have seen the Assassin's Creed games many times, but I've never noticed this until now. There are seemingly two versions of Assassin's Creed 2. Now, the cover is the same. It always says the Game of the Year edition, but on the spine, one version says Assassin's Creed 2 and one version says Assassin's Creed 2 Game of the Year edition. Same game, different cover. I'm probably not going to go for that variant, but cool to see. When at gaming markets, you have to hunt high and low and always look under tables, because I nearly missed this. Could it finally be time to pick up MotorStorm Apocalypse? Drum roll. Unfortunately, once again, the standard version of this game. I know there is a platinum disc version of this game out there, and eventually I have to find it. It's been one of the most elusive games so far for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, but I will find it eventually. I know time is running out, but I still believe we have time to find that elusive platinum version. Loads of platinum games here, and as always, some with the correct platinum disc and sadly some without. Now, there are a very small number of games which never got a platinum disc version, but thankfully all the games here which did have the incorrect disc I do know have a platinum disc, and all of them except for that pesky MotorStorm Apocalypse we have already crossed off the list. So no luck so far, but I don't give up until the very last minute. Let's keep hunting. Unfortunately, that's all she wrote for PlayStation 3 games here at the Norwich Video-game Retro Market. But fear not, I did manage to find some incredibly minty SNES games. So if that's your jam, go back on the channel and check out my previous video from this awesome market. We have one final stop, this time on the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, once again here in the fine city of Norwich, but on a separate day at my local branch of CX. Now, on this day, specifically, I wasn't looking for PlayStation 3 Platinum games. I was on the hunt for a very specific NES game, which you'll see in a previous episode of the NES Top 40 at 40, but whilst I'm here, it's kind of rude not to see if we can find any platinum games we need. Now, of course, this being my local CX store, this is the store I hunted the most, and it's fairly unlikely we're going to find any PlayStation 3 platinum games because every time I visit, I probably just clear them out. But you never know, because obviously CX stores are always getting in brand new stock, so hopefully they'll have a platinum game in stock we need. Now, our PlayStation section here is getting slightly smaller, but it only takes one game to make this trip worthwhile. And you can see on the shelves here, there are a lot of platinum games, including of course GTA and a lot of the games we already have in the collection. But I'm perusing here, and that was quite nice to see this Metal Gear Solid in a cardboard case. A little bit rough, so I did leave it behind. MotorStorm, sadly not MotorStorm Apocalypse, but like I said, we will find that one eventually. Looking up here, nothing here. We are coming to the end when I realise this, a game we do already have in the collection, but in the box set, Resistance 2. Now, yes, it is a variant, but if it has the platinum disc, I'm going to pick this one up because it's just cool to pick it up, to have it separately on a shelf outside of the box set. Here we are then, back in the games room one final time from our final platinum hunt, this time in the fine city of Norwich at the Video Game Retro Market and my local branch of CX. And it just seems our bad luck continues platinum hunting at gaming markets. So far, of all the gaming markets I visited around the UK over the course of 2025, we have found one platinum game. But we move, we carry on, we keep hunting. And that's why I hit up my local CEX store to see if we can find another Platinum game. And thankfully we did. Now, theoretically, we do already have Resistance 2 in the collection, but that was part of the box set. And with all of the Platinum box sets, I'm also trying to get the separate Platinum releases just for the completionist in me. So for £2 for this one, complete with a very nice manual and of course the Platinum disc, I had to grab this. But we have one more Platinum delivery to unbox this time, and as I said at the start of this episode, this one changes everything. Which brings us on to our final delivery this time. As we all know, the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy isn't just about collecting every PlayStation 3 Platinum game released here in the PAL region. It's also about finishing the story and finding the final PS2 and PS1 Platinum games we need to complete the PlayStation Trilogy. Now, sadly, this box does not contain a copy of Silent Hill for the PlayStation 1, the final PlayStation 1 Platinum we need for that subset. I'm slowly building up a CEX voucher so I can buy that £100 plus Platinum and finish the PlayStation 1 set. This box contains some of the rarest, even though we said this last episode with a delivery from Australia, they were some of the rarest PlayStation 2 Platinum games ever released. These are even more rare PlayStation 2 Platinum games. Once again from Australia, because we are down to our final 16 PlayStation 2 Platinum games to find. Let's cross some more off the list. These games right here have travelled from the other side of the world. A viewer of the channel, Alex, has sent these all the way from Australia. Now, Alex is a fellow PlayStation 3 Platinum collector, and he is only 6 games away from completing his PlayStation 3 Platinum collection. But as we all know, when it comes to PlayStation Platinum collecting, a lot of games were only available in certain countries. And in here, we have some of the rare, hard to find Australian exclusive Platinum releases for the PlayStation 2. Now, as a collector, me and Alex made a deal. I bought some games he needed for his Xbox 360 Classics collection, only available here in the UK, and sent them to him, and he sent me these games. And I can't wait any longer. Let's get into these. So some of these are eBay pickups, which he picked up from local eBay sellers in Australia and then sent to me, because honestly, shipping from Australia is a killer, as we both know. So let's get into these games. So these are packaged, as always, absolutely amazingly. Now, there is some very obscure, strange titles in here, but as we come down to the final 16 PlayStation 2 games we need, it's gonna get weird. So the first one is a game which I am kind of embarrassed to have in my collection, but as a full set collector, you're going to have weird games, and it doesn't get much weirder than Bratz Forever Diamonds with a Z. Yes, this is going to sit on a shelf forever. No, I'm probably not going to play this, but this is a game which, if I bought it on eBay, would be about £25 delivered from Australia. And yeah, this isn't the only embarrassing game in this delivery. So onwards and upwards. So next game we have another Bratz game, this time Bratz Rock Angels, once again with a Z. Now, thankfully, this is the second and final Bratz game which got a PlayStation 2 Platinum release. You can see Australian exclusive with the rating there. Disc, manual, thankfully never going to buy another Bratz game ever again. Seriously, full set collectors, they know my pain. On to the next one. So, down to 14 games to find. This one doesn't want to give up. As I said, packaged amazingly. Next up we have Juiced 2 Hot Import Nights. Once again, PG, mild gambling rating. And this is one I've just never seen. Platinum disc, manual, presumably only released in Australia. Obviously, with all these games, these are to the best of my knowledge. To the best of my knowledge, it's never got a UK Platinum release. But if it did, comment down below. I've been hunting for nearly 2 years. I've never found it. Next. As I said, these games keep going. We have Over the Hedge. Now, I have had a disc-only version of this, which was sent to me by another viewer of the channel for the longest time, but now we have it boxed complete with the manual. Another great one to cross off the list. So, 4 down, 2 to go. Next up, we have The Getaway Black Monday. Now this is one which has plagued me for a very long while, for a very simple reason. For the longest time, myself and a lot of viewers have presumed this doesn't have a Platinum disc release, because in the UK this had a standard black label release disc. Platinum cover, but standard disc. But in Australia, Platinum disc. There was a Platinum disc version of the Getaway Black Monday released, and we finally have it. But it does have, strangely, a UK rating on the back, so this one is definitely an oddity, but honestly just very glad to finally close the book on the Getaway and say we have that one. Final game in here. Can't remember if I've saved the best for last. Probably not. It's WRC Rally Evolved. It's just a kind of classic rally game which I think only got its Platinum release in Australia. Disc, manual, and what can I say? Massive shout out to Alex for sending these 6 PlayStation 2 Platinum games to cross off the list, which takes us down to just 10 Platinum games for the PS2 left to find. Or does it? Now, first things first, evidently I cannot count. We had an unlucky 13 PlayStation 2 Platinum games left to find, minus the 6 that I can do, which means we have 7 PlayStation 2 Platinum games left to find. Or so I thought. After talking to Alex for a bit, we discovered not 1 but 2 PlayStation 2 Platinum games which were missing off our list. King Kong and Ricky Ponting Cricket 2007, which again was an Australian Platinum exclusive. Now, Alex did find a copy of Ricky Ponting Cricket in a local CX store, but unfortunately it didn't have the correct Platinum disc. But this is where things get strange. I managed to find a copy in the most unlikely of places. After we discovered the existence of Ricky Ponting Cricket 2007 for the PlayStation 2 on the Platinum label, I jumped on eBay just to see how much a copy would set me back. And imagine my surprise when I found on UK eBay this Australian copy of this game with the Platinum disc and manual here in the UK for a super cheap price. So obviously straight away I just jumped online and grabbed this one, which once again takes us down to 8 Platinum games left to find. Or does it? I really need your help at this point. Of these 8 games that remain, to the best of my knowledge, we still need for the PlayStation 2 Platinum Collection, there are some of these I question if they actually exist. Now, King Kong, I have seen a physical copy of. iToy Groove, I've seen a physical copy of. But some of these games I have never, ever seen. And honestly, I'm starting to doubt their existence. So if you have any deep PlayStation 2 Platinum knowledge, please comment down below. And who knows, maybe we're closer than we think to the end of the PlayStation Platinum project, PlayStation 2. There we have it, folks. That was another absolutely incredible episode of the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. And the further we get into this challenge and the closer to the end of this challenge we get, the crazier it just seems to get. This time we managed to find 4 PlayStation 3 Platinum games to cross off the list. But more than that, we managed to find 7 PlayStation 2 Platinum games to cross off the list, which is crazy at this point of this challenge. And it's all thanks to Alex, because honestly, this, as I said, is a game changer. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but next episode is going to be even crazier. Once again, trust me, you ain't seen nothing yet. As in the next episode, we're going to be unboxing the craziest delivery we've ever had for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. And somehow, once again, this delivery changes everything. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and until next time, let the games begin. See you all soon.